everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Today I have a beauty video. It's been a while since I've done any sort of makeup or beauty on my channel, so I thought it was about time I put together a new little like full face makeup thing for you to watch. So it's basically a no foundation makeup routine. We've got a bit of colour, we've got a pop of colour on the eyes. I decided to go for pink because I've really been loving just adding a pop of colour with my eyeshadow recently, so I thought I would go ahead and do that. And we've got a bit of a nude lip, trying a couple of new things, some spring bits as well, some of my absolute spring favourites and staples, and yeah, I really hope you enjoy watching. So let's rewind to bare face. I've got some eye patches on at the moment just to try and like prep a little bit more. I feel like when you go for a no foundation kind of look, it's really important to try and prep your skin as best as possible. I've had these on for about 5-10 minutes, so I'm going to take them off now and then move on to the rest of my routine. With any excess around the area, I just sort of like pat that in lightly, like rub it in slightly. It's always good to be delicate around your eye area. When it comes to moisturizer, currently I am using the Body Shop Vitamin C moisturizer. It's a glow boosting moisturizer, great for this time of year, very nearly coming to the end of that, but it's just a great sort of spring summer moisturizer, I guess. Just perfect to sort of keep the glow in your skin, and just, I don't know, I just really like it. I also think this smells great. I definitely think it's got sort of like an orange scent to it, which is great. It's got a bit of a like gel texture, so I think it's really lovely. And I'm also just going to prep my lips as well with a little bit of Carmex. I really do love Carmex, like I am a big fan. I just think it's inexpensive and does a really good job. Once that's all sunk in, I like to use a primer. So currently I'm using the Iborian Pink Perfect Cream. It's a 4-in-1 primer. Personally, I always use my fingers when like priming and prepping my skin. I just find it's the best way to have sort of everything blend into my skin properly and really like sink in. And like I said, I'm not currently using foundation right now, so instead I'm using more of a like tinted moisturizer. So this is the Clinique Moisture Surge. It is a sheer tint hydrator. It's got SPF 25 in there as well, and it's in the shade Universal Light Medium. So I just apply a little bit of this and basically have it act like a bit of foundation. And then I'm going to move on to eyeshadow. So I'm using a new eyeshadow palette today. Well, new to me, I haven't used it before. It's the Zoeva Heritage palette. Very exciting. It's got some really like stunning shades in there, so beautiful. Your standard like neutral brown colours, and then we've got a gorgeous, like, it almost looks like a shimmery purple, which looks unreal. Another shimmer, and then some pinky purpley colours as well. So I'm actually going to go for a mix of these two, I think. Maybe add in a little bit of the dark brown as well. I don't know, we'll see, but I'm thinking something along the lines of something a little bit pinky basically. I'm going to go in with Narrate a Story as kind of like my base shadow, just to sort of give myself a bit of a base. I don't usually use eyeshadow primer or anything like that, so I like having a bit of a lighter colour, particularly if I'm doing something where I want colours to sort of pop, so I feel like this will work really nicely as a base. Straight into my pinks next. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of Civilization and sort of pop this in the outer corner. I always am quite messy with application, but I think it's more down to a lack of skill as opposed to doing it on purpose. But I do my concealer afterwards, so I always feel like that works to just tidy everything up. So then I'm going to go on top of that with Never Forget, which is more of a shimmery shade, and just again pop that all over, sort of concentrating to get more to the inner part of the lid. Basically just trying to continue to blend it now with my fluffier brush. Now that I've got sort of the two colours, try to make it blend a little bit more so that it doesn't look as like harsh basically. Like I said, I'm really not too fussed about it looking like too messy or being a bit like all over the place at the moment. I'm going in with concealer now to sort of fix all of that up. So I'm using the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Concealer. This is a slightly lighter shade. This is the shade Fair Light Warm 02. So I use this one mostly under my eyes, and basically I'm just going to pop this as I would sort of my normal concealer, and in with my favourite new discovery brush. It's the Real Techniques setting brush, which is absolutely perfect at this, just like blending everything under eye. I always like to make my concealer go quite far out, far stretched, so then it tidies up the outer corner of my eyeshadow as well. And once I've done the under eyes, I go for a slightly darker shade. This is the light medium in Neutral 05, which I feel like is more similar to my natural skin tone. It's great for my nose, which always gets really, really red throughout the day, and also any blemishes. I currently have one here just under my lip, so just going to try and cover that up as well. And yeah, just like anywhere I feel like I might need some extra coverage, then I go for the concealer. Next up, brows, which is easily my favourite part of my routine, but also the longest. It always takes me quite a while to get my brows to how I like having them. So I'm currently using the Rodial Glamour Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. Is that right? Yeah, Ash Brown. What I do is use the spoolie on one side just to brush up my hairs sort of in their most natural way, I guess. Just do that to both brows, but usually I do them like one at a time, and then I just go in with the pencil. I always follow my sort of natural brow line, just like small little strokes, just filling it all in. I have quite a bit of sparseness at the front of my brows and also at the end of my brows, so I just try to fill that in to make my brows look a bit fuller with a brow pencil. And once I feel that I'm happy with them, I just brush through them a final time, again just to make sure that like all the hairs are in the right place, and just in case there's anything a little more clumpy, it sort of gets rid of any clumps. Just brush through those again with the spoolie, and then finally I will go in with a brow gel. Usually I wait a little bit, like I'll do everything else and my brow gel will be the last thing I do. I really don't know why, it's just a strange habit. I feel like it gives my brows enough time to sort of set in place, but for the sake of this video and for the sake of everything sort of running smoothly, I'm just going to go ahead and pop on my brow gel. I am currently using the Ready Set Brow by Benefit. It's just clear. It's so good. I used a different brow gel the other day, and it just does not compare. Like, I couldn't believe it. I never really thought that this made such a huge difference. I always thought like any clear brow gel will do, it's absolutely fine. But honestly, I've got to sing high praises for this one because I do really love it. It just sets your brows in place. It doesn't feel sticky at all, but they will not move throughout the day, which I think is great. And what I've noticed with other clear brow gels is that throughout the day they do start to move and your brows do sort of start to like fall and stuff, whereas with this that just does not happen. Done. Now I feel like from here on out everything is much smoother and quicker, so I'm gonna use the NARS Exposed Cheek Palette, which looks like this. It's such a beautiful palette. Packaging wise it's stunning, and then inside, oh, even more stunning. So beautiful. So we've just got a couple of bronzers in there, like bronzer shades, and then 3 blushes and also a highlight. I'm not a huge fan of the highlight in this palette though, I'm going to be honest with you. I do kind of think it's got like chunky glitter in there, which isn't my personal favourite. But I love everything else about it, just not a huge fan about that. So I think I'm going to use a mix of the bronzers actually, but I'm going to start off with the lighter brown shade in the middle. Basically just apply this one everywhere. It's just a nice light bronzy colour, great to like add some colour back into the skin. I think this is a really beautiful palette. It will be great for holiday. I definitely think it's a big contender for one that I take away with me for the summer. I usually spend summer in Portugal, so I'm spending August in Portugal this year again. And yeah, I feel like this is a strong contender to pack with me because I really do love it. So once I've kind of warmed up the whole face with that, I use the darker brown, the darker bronzer in the same sort of places, but just a little more light-handed, just more like a contour-y type shade, just to again add in some more definition to the face. For blush, I'm definitely going to go for one of the pinky shades. I feel like it will tie in everything really nicely together. I might just mix the two of them, to be completely honest with you. A little smile and then lightly brush that onto my cheeks. And like I said, the highlight isn't my absolute favourite, but I'm just going to dab a little bit of that onto the tops of my cheeks, just for a little extra shimmer, because I do love me some shimmer. And finally, it's time for mascara. So I start off by curling my lashes always. I'm sure you know the drill by now, but my lashes are very short. My lashes are very straight, so they sort of go down or just like go straight as opposed to curling upwards. So it's literally so important for me to curl my lashes. And the mascara I'm using is the Eyeshadow Yoga Waterproof Mascara. I literally have not stopped using this since I first tried it a few months ago. It is amazing. For me, no other mascara that I've tried so far holds a curl as well as this one does. I do think it's all about like the prep again. Like I said, the same with the skin. Curling my lashes is imperative. If I were just to put this on my natural lash without having curled them, it probably wouldn't make that big of a difference. But once they are curled, and like curled for quite a while as well, and I apply this, it just holds it literally all day. They don't end up dropping or falling, which is the issue that I find with most other mascaras, even waterproof mascaras. This just holds my lashes so well all throughout the day, and it also gives some added length as well, which is always such a great bonus. So once I've done one eye, then I go ahead and curl the other eye. I can never curl my eyelashes first because they will just drop. They are genuinely that straight. So I curl one at a time and apply mascara one at a time as well. And then yeah, pretty happy with that. I also always do my bottom lashes. I know some people don't, but I, generally speaking, do. I use any mascara for that. I don't use a waterproof or anything like that. It's just unnecessary. So currently I am using the NARS Climax mascara just for under the eyes. And also if I wanted to add any more volume, potentially if I wanted to make this more of an evening look, I would also just do another layer of mascara on my top lashes as well. But this is more of a daytime look, so I'm just going to leave the top lashes as they are. All that's left is lipstick. This is the first time I'm trying this actually. This is by Too Faced and it's the Peach Puff Diffused Matte Lip Colour. It's got a really strange applicator, but let's give this a try. It smells so good. It comes out super matte, which is really surprising. Not too sure if it's the perfect colour for my eyeshadow, but it's just like a nude neutral colour. So this is it for my spring no foundation makeup look. I really do want to call it an everyday makeup look, but it isn't because I don't wear pink eyeshadow every day. But like I said, I have been experimenting more with adding colour to my makeup, with eyeshadows in particular. I mean, I've tried like blue eyeshadow, I've done a deep purple eyeshadow, which I absolutely adored. Like, I'm really enjoying experimenting a little bit with more colour with my makeup. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know if you'd like to see any more beauty videos from me as well. As always, a big massive thank you for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. I will see you all with a new video next week. A big thank you for watching. Bye!